Have you ever had one of those days where even the smallest win feels like a victory? Maybe it was getting out of bed a little easier, buttoning your shirt without help, or simply sharing a laugh with someone you love. When you're living with Parkinson's, those moments, those small wins, matter more than ever. They're not just little successes, they're proof that joy is still possible, no matter where you are in your journey. That's what we're talking about today, finding joy after diagnosis. Because Parkinson's might change a lot of things, but it doesn't get to take away your happiness unless you let it. And the best way to hold on to that happiness? By celebrating the small wins, every single day. In this video, we'll go over 6 little victories worth recognizing, things that might seem ordinary to someone else but mean everything when you're facing Parkinson's. These aren't grand, life-altering achievements, though those are great too. These are the quiet, everyday moments that remind you, I'm still here. I'm still moving. I can still find joy. So let's start with the first one, something so simple, yet so powerful, getting out of bed on your own terms. Some mornings, that might mean swinging your legs over the edge without hesitation. Other days, it might take a little longer, and that's okay. The win isn't about speed, it's about showing up for yourself. Maybe today you sat up straighter than yesterday. Maybe you took a deep breath and told yourself, I've got this, even if it didn't feel entirely true. That counts. That's worth celebrating. And once you're up, there's another win waiting for you, taking that first step. Parkinson's can make movement unpredictable. Some days your feet feel glued to the floor, other days they might move before you're ready. But when you take that step, whether it's steady or slow, you're defying the stiffness, the hesitation, the fear. You're saying, I'm still walking my own path. And if you needed a little help today, that's okay too. The win isn't in doing it perfectly, it's in doing it at all. Now, let's talk about something we often overlook, finishing a meal without struggle. Tremors or stiffness can turn something as simple as eating into a challenge. But when you take that last bite, when you manage to lift the fork to your mouth one more time, or even just enjoy the taste of your favorite food, that's a victory. It's nourishment, yes, but it's also independence. It's savoring a moment that Parkinson's can steal from you. These might seem like small things, but that's the point. Joy doesn't always come from the big moments, sometimes, it's hidden in the ordinary. And when you start looking for it, when you start celebrating it, you realize how many of these wins you're already having. So let's keep going, because there are more victories to uncover, more ways to find joy, even on the hardest days. You know what's amazing? How much strength it takes to do the things that used to feel effortless. Something as simple as holding a cup of coffee without spilling, when your hands don't always listen to you. That's not just a small win, that's a triumph. It's easy to get frustrated when things don't go smoothly, but think about it, every time you steady your grip, every time you take a sip without a tremor interrupting you, you're proving to yourself that you're still in charge. Maybe not completely, maybe not all the time, but enough. Enough to enjoy that warm cup, enough to feel normal for a moment. And that's worth celebrating. Now, let's talk about something we don't always acknowledge, laughter. Real, genuine laughter, the kind that makes you forget, just for a second, that Parkinson's is even there. Maybe it's a joke from a friend, a silly moment with a grandkid, or even a funny show on TV. When you laugh, you're not just passing time, you're reclaiming joy. Parkinson's can stiffen muscles, but it doesn't have to stiffen your spirit. So if you found yourself smiling today, if you let out a chuckle despite everything, that's a win. Hold on to those moments. They're medicine in their own way. And here's another victory worth recognizing, getting dressed without help. Buttons, zippers, shoelaces, things that used to take seconds now might take minutes. But when you finally fasten that button or pull that shirt over your head, that's not just getting dressed. That's persistence. That's refusing to let Parkinson's dictate what you can and can't do. Sure, some days you might need a hand, and that's perfectly fine, asking for help is its own kind of strength. But on the days when you do it yourself, those are the days you remind yourself, I'm still capable. These wins might seem tiny to someone looking in from the outside, but you and I know better. Every small victory is a quiet rebellion against Parkinson's. Every moment of joy, every bit of independence, every laugh, they're all ways of saying, you don't get to take everything from me. And the best part? There are still more of these wins to uncover, more ways to find light, even on the tougher days. Let's talk about one of the most underrated victories, resting without guilt. How many times have you pushed yourself to keep going, even when your body was begging for a break? Parkinson's can make you feel like you're always fighting stiffness, fighting fatigue, fighting time itself. But here's the truth, listening to your body and allowing yourself to rest isn't surrender. It's wisdom. When you pause, when you take that nap or sit down instead of pushing through, you're not giving up. You're recharging. And that's a win worth honoring. Now, here's one that might surprise you, asking for help when you need it. For so many of us, independence is everything. We don't want to feel like a burden. But here's the thing, allowing someone to lend a hand isn't weakness. It's courage. It's saying, I know my limits, and I'm not afraid to lean on others. Maybe today you let your spouse tie your shoes, or you accepted your friend's offer to run an errand. That's not defeat. That's trust. That's love. And that's absolutely something to celebrate. And finally, the biggest small win of all, choosing joy, even on the hard days. Some mornings, Parkinson's feels like an uninvited guest that won't leave. Some days, the tremors are louder, the steps are slower, the frustration is heavier. But then, there's that moment. Maybe it's the sun on your face, or a song that makes you tap your foot, or a memory that makes you smile. In that instant, you make a choice, I won't let this disease steal my joy. And that's the most powerful victory of all. So here's what I want you to take away today. Parkinson's might be part of your story, but it doesn't get to write the whole thing. Every small win, every step, every laugh, every moment of rest or help or stubborn happiness, is a sentence you get to write. And those sentences add up. They become paragraphs, then chapters, then a life that's still full of meaning and light. I'd love to hear from you. What small wins are you celebrating lately? Share them in the comments below. Let's remind each other that joy isn't just possible, it's happening, every single day, in ways big and small. If this resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. And remember, no matter where you are in your journey, you're still here. You're still fighting. You're still finding joy. And that's something to celebrate. Here's to living your best life, one small win at a time.